All right, friends. I feel like I have a really good episode because I want to kind of blend some of what I've been talking about, like the confidence, the magnetism, with some of the real like nervous system regulation so you can understand how to really like hack this, like hack your confidence, hack this whole thing, right? So, I know so many of us are just sitting there like, honestly, why don't I feel confident? Like you might even type this into Google because I know I have once or twice. But there's times after like a work presentation that you over explained to death, right? Or a podcast episode that you recorded where you're just like, oh my God, that wasn't my best one. Or like a first date where you are out with somebody and you feel like you are just watching yourself from outside of your body. Like you feel like you're not even you. And your friends are going to hype you up, telling you that you're crushing it, you're doing so good, you're doing everything right, but you might still feel like you are faking it. So, if that's you, like I always say, you are not broken. Like, you don't need to be fixed. You're just actually dysregulated. You're experiencing some nervous system dysregulation. So, guys, you already know me. I'm Audrey Rose. I am a somatic life coach, a registered nurse, and your favorite nervous system translator. Somebody just told me that, and I love that. I love that idea. But I want to unpack with you what confidence really is, why it can disappear even when your life looks amazing from the outside. And I want to help you to start getting it back from the inside out. So, confidence is not a personality. It's actually like a nervous system state. It's actually part of how your nervous system is reacting to the outside world. I think that we've been sold this idea that confidence is about our personality. Like you either have it or you have to like fake it until you do, right? Fake it till you make it. But that's not how the body works. Confidence really does come from a regulated nervous system. That means like having a regulated nervous system means that our body isn't constantly flooded with signals that everything around us is a threat. We're able to stay present, speak clearly, feel safe again, feel good being seen. And that can only happen when our nervous system is flexible enough to hold on to those moments of activation, like excitement, right? Without shutting down. It's not going to happen because you memorized an affirmation. I am in love with doing affirmations in the mirror, but that's not what's going to help us right here. It's not going to be a, 50-step morning routine that's going to help because it doesn't come from that. Your body, if it is in the fight, flight, or freeze mode, then every time that you are visible or vulnerable, it's going to shut down over time because it's taking on too many threats. So here's what's happening. If you go and you're like, I'm ready to raise my hand in the boardroom, I'm ready to speak up, I'm ready to show up, be bold, right? You're an entrepreneur, you're posting your first reel on Instagram, it's scary, right? Whatever it is, something activating like that, your body, when it says nope, like we're not going there, it doesn't matter what it is, you're just like, I can't, I'm done. It could be a first date, it could be setting a boundary, it could be asking your boss for a raise. There's so many ways that we get into that like activated state. And if your autonomic nervous system, which again I go over like kind of the actual like training behind this, or the actual thought process behind this, in my free training called the Nervous System Reset, which is down below in the show notes. But if that autonomic nervous system, the part of you that is in charge of either fight or flight or rest and digest, thinks that visibility is a threat, it will shut down your access to your confidence. It will shut down and go into safety mode, like thinking that there's a big threat that it needs to keep you safe from. That's going to cause you to overthink. That's going to be when you completely blank out and you're just like reading off of your note cards because you don't know what you were supposed to say because you forgot everything. It's when you feel really shaky and you're up there and you're talking super fast, like a mile a minute, like I do at the beginning of every speech. It happens. This is not from insecurities. This is very likely from something called functional freeze, which I talk about a lot on Instagram. It's when your body says, we are so overwhelmed with the threats, the perceived threats. So I'm just going to check out and blank stare my way through it. I'm going to disassociate and get through this, because it thinks that there's a huge threat going on, and your nervous system thinks that that's how it can keep you safe. So I know if you are, that girl that's had that moment where you're on Google and you've like literally searched for like, why am I not confident? I know you've done some mindset work. I know you probably have bought 50 million books. I'm staring at my bookshelf right now and there's a bunch of them. Like, there's one on there somewhere that says like the 30 secrets that like overachievers or high achieving women won't tell you. I don't know. But like, you've bought those types of books, right? You're doing mindset work. You are smart and you are self-aware. I know you, right? But if your body hasn't learned in the body that it's safe to be seen, no mantra, no affirmation, no 30-step, ritual is going to click. It's not going to work, because safety isn't something that comes in your head like logical, right? It's physiological, it's biological, it's in your body. So if your nervous system cannot hold that sensation of attention, of intensity, right? If it can't hold on to that activation and it doesn't feel safe with that kind of emotional exposure, then you're always going to feel a disconnect between who you know that you are, but who you actually show up as. So what confidence really looks like in a regulated nervous system, it's not just about being calm. And I think that that's where a lot of misinformation is spread on the internet. And that's where, something that I really aim to do on the podcast is to spread the true information. Because again, yeah, there's a lot of misinformation being shared on the internet about this right now. It's not about just being calm. It's about having range. So it's about you being able to go into a state of activation where you're activated, you're, doing the adrenaline thing, like you're, feeling the excitement. Then you get regulated and you can go down into the rest and digest mode, which is like the chill mode, right? Calm, whatever, like just laying on the couch, whatever, chill. And then back and forth, right? It's like, I like to say, it's like you have one part of your nervous system that's kind of the gas, and then one part is kind of the brakes. And if you want to go on a beautiful scenic drive, we're going to use both of those parts. We're going to do a little bit of a windy, beautiful road. There might be some bumps. We're going to use both of those. We're not just going to be full on gas or full on brakes. And I think what people are sharing on the internet right now is that we want to be full on brakes. We want to be full on not getting heightened when there's a perceived threat nearby. And that's wrong. We do want to. We want to be able to react, but we want to be able to react in a way that we're not responding to every little thing as a threat, as, something that's extremely scary, to where it shuts us down completely, because over time, too many threats will really be too much stress on our nervous system and kind of shut us down, so to speak. The flexibility between going both gas and brakes is what allows us to do these scary things, right? Speak up, raise your hand in that meeting, get visible, post the video online, right? Take a risk without that spiral into what's kind of like a shutdown or a major self-doubt, feeling. That's when you hide, you freeze, you fawn, you're just like, oh my God, because you're just so overstimulated with the perceived threats. When your system is regulated, you can stay present in your body while you like hold eye contact with like the scary boss, right? And you don't feel exposed or scared, right? You can feel the adrenaline without interpreting it as danger every time. And that's what brings us into confidence. It's not because you're fearless, but it's because your system isn't interpreting every little thing as a threat. So let's say that you go and you speak in that meeting, or you post that big video online. I know suddenly you might feel like hot or flushed, or, your brain does that whole blank out thing. That is that sympathetic nervous system firing. That is the gas. That's the fight or the flight. And it can be too much to tolerate for us at times, right? Which will cause our body to drop into that freeze state, functional freeze. We go flat, we go numb, we're kind of just spacey. We're like watching our life happen to us, right? And it doesn't mean that you like quote unquote choked or that you like messed up or something. You just got kind of kicked out of your zone of resilience, which is the regulation. So your body did what it thought was safest. Shut it down now. Blank out, get her off the stage, talk super fast so that we get you off the stage, finish this presentation, you need to leave. You're probably even during the presentation or during that meeting, like thinking about like the cozy pajamas and slippers and bowl of ice cream that are like waiting for you at home, right? It is like safety first. We need to get her out of there. There's a tiger chasing her and she needs to get back to her cave. Like it's so primal. That's why confidence isn't about powering through. That's why it's not going to help you. Because instead of that, we need to train our brain, our nervous system, that we can handle this visibility, this leadership without shutting down. We need to train our brain that that's not a tiger in the room. That's just me getting a little ramped up because I'm freaking excited about this pitch that I have or this video of my jewelry that I'm about to post on IG as a small business owner, right? That's what that's for. So this is why in my world, we focus on the nervous system healing. This is why we're doing the practices to build somatic tolerance for these things, especially the uncomfortable things. Practicing those regulation tools like breath work or EFT tapping, sound healing, all of this is going to expand that window of capacity slowly so that your system will start to learn, can do this. I can hold on to this. I can be activated. It's not as scary as I think it is. I don't have to shut down, right? Not every single thing is a tiger. And that's what's the most important part. We want to start to teach our body because right now our body thinks anything that gets my heart rate accelerated, anything that I think is a little bit scary is literally a tiger chasing me. And so what I need to do so that I don't have to shut down is I need to teach my body that it's not always a tiger chasing me, right? It's not always something scary happening. So over time, what happens is our baseline changes. The things that used to trigger us become a normal Tuesday, right? Suddenly the confidence is your default state. And it's not because you faked it till you made it. That's horrible English, guys. It's not because you faked it till you made it, but it's because your body feels safe enough to be here. It feels safe enough to not run away. It feels safe enough knowing that this is a good thing what's happening and it's not a big scary thing chasing you. I have just so much to say on this subject, but I'm going to leave it at this for you. So, I like these little short bite-sized episodes that kind of teach a little bit, but also help you to understand, what's going on and give you something a little bit tangible. So if you feel like, I've never looked at confidence like this before. I didn't know. I thought we had to fake it till we make it. I thought it was about having a full face of makeup and a brand new bag, whatever. Like this is such a new concept. I invite you to come in. I really want to share this with you. I really am feeling called to do this. I host a membership called the Rise Sisterhood, and we do these tools every single week. I give everybody in the container a tool to practice for the week. Every month repeats itself. So every single month you get the same tools, but they go into a topic. So this month we are super focused on confidence and magnetism and really just raising our vibe. And so the tools for each week are, all along that theme. So there is like EFT tapping, there's a breathwork session, and there's a sound healing session. And all of these are designed to just help you to regulate your nervous system in this capacity of, like confidence or, whatever we're talking about for the month. So I want to give you a free month to the sisterhood. If you scroll down, the link is there, the sisterhood link to get in, but the code to use is going to be sisterhood. Use that code on there. Come and join us for a free month so you can try out these specific tools and see, what is it like? I don't know, like the proof is in the pudding or something. It's like, come and try it rather than just hearing me talk about it. And you will see how freaking good this is. So I can't wait to see you in there. And just know I love you so much. I'm rooting for you. Remember that you really are not broken. You just deserve to be happy and you deserve to live a life that feels really good. And there's ways to help you get there faster. And these are those tools. So I'll see you next time.